we're here tonight to welcome you and to challenge you, each individually and collectively, to commit to the future. Your future, the community's future, the school's future, the world's future. And as uncertain as that may feel right now, we're here to commit you to embrace your legal education and the professional development and opportunities that Syracuse University College of Law will provide to you over the next 3 years. It goes without saying, we are living in extraordinary times, both domestically and globally, with regard to our physical security, our financial security, and our political discourse. It's easy to be pessimistic, and I have to confess, many accuse me of being eternally optimistic, but even I, as I've looked at what's gone on over the past couple of years, have found myself deeply troubled about our future. And as I prepared for my remarks tonight, I struggled at first. With all of this uncertainty, how do you feel good about what you're embarking upon? And especially with the unprecedented and unfair attack on the legal education itself, how do we all come close to inspiring you to honor the education you're embarking upon and to give it all that you've got? And then I recognize that with each generation, there are challenges, and big ones, and some of them even bigger in the past than those that we face today. And with challenge comes opportunity, and this is where you guys come in. You're about to learn how to think in a different way. You are the ones who are going to learn how to identify a problem differently than maybe all the other discourse that's out there. You are going to be the ones who can help come up with solutions, or at least be able to engage in an honest and civil discourse. And while there may be some rough moments over these next 3 years, as Hannah alluded to, as you learn how to think, as you learn how to advocate, advocacy is not arguing. Advocacy is using the legal education and training and about how you think and then about how you make your argument. But it's not arguing. It's civil discourse. And if there's one thing that we need more now, in my view, not just here at home, but across the globe, it's an ability for us to again engage in civil discourse. And you, because of your education, will be the best at doing it. And you can have whatever belief you want about what is the right way to go. It's not the belief, it's how you articulate it and then how you advocate for it. So there really is no better education that will prepare you to effectuate the change that I think we need here and across the globe. So I hope that you will be excited, even though there is uncertainty with regard to what comes next after law school. Is it a law job? Is it something else? I argue it really doesn't matter. What matters is that you will be the ones who effectuate change. So tonight, I want to inspire you to be passionate about the journey you're embarking upon, because regardless of what you do, it will allow you to be fulfilled and to have a position in that discourse. So you're going to have a lot of choices to make over the next 3 years about how you approach your legal education. And I'm going to talk about those, but I hope that with regard to those choices, you start making them tonight and this week in connection with your orientation. Because how you approach orientation, how you approach being a first-year law student, how you approach the struggles, the fun as well, how you find that balance in it all will really help define what you do when you get out into the world. A legal education is universally considered the most rigorous and influential available. Influential not because of the job opportunities or the possibility of high incomes, but as I said before, influential because it changes the way you think about issues, how you define the social problems, and how you construct and implement solutions. The issues that we confront today can only be addressed by men and women who have been trained in the law, as well as the other professions, and who are committed to the public good as much as their own private advantage. Your decision to pursue a legal career, in my view, could not have come at a better time, could not be more relevant, more vital, or critical. And here at Syracuse University, you will be learning the law and becoming counselors, advocates, policymakers at a time when we are going to need the best and the brightest and most creative thinkers to envision, define, and create those solutions. You may argue over how or why did we get to where we are, but really it doesn't matter because we're here, and it is our profession who will help bring us out of the ditch. And it will be that which you will be called upon to transform the systems and help create new ones, both large and small, that will be needed to confront the economic and social unrest that exists today. You know, I'm not going to talk anymore about these problems, but I do want you to know that you will come out seeing solutions. Maybe not the grand ones right off, but you'll know how to take some steps to move forward and to improve the broader community. Most of all, you will learn how to manage conflict, because so much of what the legal profession and those who call upon us, the reason they do it is because there's conflict, there's an issue, there's a problem. And what I love about the education here at Syracuse, it's not all about I win, you lose. It's learning how to create a win-win solution. It's learning also that if it is a win-lose, one learns how to do it honorably. And if it is a lose on your behalf, you know you've done it professionally and have represented your client in the best way possible. And that's a heavy responsibility. And that's why I'm here tonight, is because my education here at Syracuse gave me those talents and that thinking, that ability to harness the talents that you all have to go out into the world and hopefully represent the profession honorably. So what are some of the decisions that you'll need to make over the next 3 years that will influence the trajectory of your professional career? First is to recognize that you are responsible for your professional career and your professional development. While the College of Law has wonderful programs that they make relatively easy for you to access, to learn not just about the classes that you're taking, but to learn about what it means to be a professional and to exist within a profession. Those are the programs, the skills that the college is dedicated and has been for several years to give you. But they don't come on a silver platter. They come because you seek them out and you embrace them and participate in them and learn all that you can from them. As many of you may have read recently, and especially many of the parents who are, wondering, God, either, you're all collectively taking on a bunch of debt or you're, extending retirement or whatever it is with regard to how we are so advantaged to be here with the high cost of a legal education. And there's been much criticism of it recently. Syracuse University College of Law several years ago recognized that it's not enough just to teach the classes and then throw you guys out there. And the programs that the Office of Student Life, and I probably got the name wrong, but that Syracuse has created are really at the forefront of legal education. And so you can feel good about where you're going, but only if you take advantage of them. Nobody's going to hand this to you on a silver platter. You have to seek it out and take advantage of it on your own. So don't approach your education, regardless of what it costs, as that this college owes you an education. You owe yourself an education. I'm the hiring partner of the Houston office of Weil, Gotshal & Manges, which is, one of these big international law firms, which many people would like to practice in, and many others would say, make me walk over hot coals. It's not for everybody, but I have very much enjoyed my practice there. But as the hiring partner, I see hundreds of resumes every year from schools all around the country. And I'm going to tell you now what distinguishes, how I differentiate a resume. And this is not to suggest that you're all going to look for legal jobs. I hope you don't. I hope many of you want to go into public policy, into politics, into social organizations. But regardless, you're going to have to get a job, or more likely than not. And to the extent that someone is going to be looking at what have you done with your life and what have you done in these 3 years. These are some of the things that I look to, and I hope you find them helpful. First, I look for someone who has not just taken advantage of the law school that they attend, but that they recognize in most instances, and certainly this is true here, that the College of Law or that law school is not an island that exists on its own. Instead, it is a vibrant part of a world-class university where knowledge is created in all of the disciplines each and every day. Understand the broader context of Syracuse University and take advantage of the lectures, of the programs, of the series of speakers who come in and share whatever discipline it is that they are speaking on. And this is more important in my view now than ever, because the problems are so complex, there's no one discipline that's going to have the answer. And the broader your horizon, and the more you can speak with some basis of, yeah, I know a little bit about this, the better you are as an applicant in any job. So don't view the college as a silo. It is a part of a much broader university that has so much to offer. And I implore you, as crazy as your first year may feel, there's no better way to get perspective than to get out on the campus. And I'm guilty. Now listen, you heard all this rookie stuff. Oh, they said that about us. They even said that about Bob. I mean, this is the same generational thing. Oh yeah, come on. It's all true though, because you don't learn how to think deeply, pay attention to detail. You don't, we're all so into immediate gratification. You just want to be done with a problem and move on to the next. You're now going into a profession where if you let yourself into that, where you think speed is better than quality, you're going to have a lot of setbacks. And it is shocking how many new associates come in thinking that giving a quick answer is better than giving the right answer. So, but do take time to walk across campus, go into the buildings, look at the billboards, go, and I know you can do this online, but every now and then physical stuff is good. Get out there and walk around and take advantage of it. Clearing your mind of what you're studying is one of the best ways to let it really kind of go into that subconscious and work its way through. So please do recognize that there is so much more that is being offered to you than in the confines of the College of Law buildings. And please make yourself a student of the university, even though you're a privileged part of the College of Law. Second, know that you're going to have to work hard. And yeah, I know, you know that already. You've worked hard all up to this point in your lives. But there will be some where grades will come much easier. And there will be others where you really have to be, disciplined and detailed. When I look at a resume, if it's clear by virtue of other information that the grades came easy and they didn't do anything else, that's not who I'm looking for. I'd much rather see the student who worked hard and then was also involved in other aspects of the College of Law and university life. Much of what you will be doing will feel like grunt work, will feel like it's beneath you. And you have accomplished so much. But don't ever think that anything that you're asked to do is beneath you at the College of Law, whether it be, I heard about a grammar test. I'm telling you, we hire from you guys, the best and the brightest from all over the country. And it's pathetic how they write, many of them. But it's okay to don't ever think anything is beneath you, because when you become a first-year lawyer, if you go into a practice, and I don't care whether it's big or it's small, you're going to be doing a lot of grunt work. That's part of the training. So get used to it and recognize that if you do the grunt work well, that's how you move more quickly up the line. Not when you do the grunt work with an attitude of this is I don't want to do this. So attitude is so important, and that's what I look for, both with regard to what the applicants have been willing to take risks on, and then when interviewing them, you're willing to do everything because that's what it takes. Give up the cynicism, whether it be with regard to, life's unfairnesses or, the weather in the winter or anything like that. Instead, do try to find a way to be grateful for the 3 or 4 things Hannah made reference to that you'll find every day. There's no place for cynicism in the profession. Skepticism, maybe. I'm not saying don't be skeptical, don't push, don't analyze, but don't do it with a cynical attitude. I have a saying when I talk to our young lawyers, which is we at Weil, or at least in the Houston office, like to take our work very seriously, but we don't take ourselves seriously. And so recognize that a cynical attitude is only a negative reflection and many times viewed as one used to cover up deep insecurities, which of course we all have some insecurities, but you don't want them right there out on your sleeve. Then also know that you're going to work hard, but there will be times that you can play, and try to take advantage of those. Recognize that when you get out into the real world, and no matter what kind of job you have sought, there will be times when you will have to sacrifice. And I, again, like to say, you can have it all. You just can't have it all at the same time. So recognize there are stages, and recognize that what you're doing today is not necessarily what you're going to be doing for the rest of your life. And so what you're doing today deserves all of your attention and focus, whether that means applying yourself at school, to your job, to your family, or to some other engagement. And finally, as part of humility, I encourage you all to remember to give thanks. To give thanks, of course, to your family or to others in your lives who have supported you and allowed you to get to where you are. Those people make a difference, and they will continue to make a difference. But also, give thanks for little things. It's such a wonderful currency, and one, unfortunately, that we, in our busy lives and with our possible skeptical attitudes, have forgot the value of that currency. So say thank you, be it the store clerk, be it your interaction with student life, whether it's with the person who's cleaning the bathrooms. You smile and you say thank you, and you have touched a life, and it matters. And that's the sort of social graces that's so important today, and where in the work world, recognizing is just about as important as sheer brain power. Sheer brain power alone is not going to get you where you want to be, which is to have a rewarding and fulfilling career, however it is you define it. And last, expose yourself to giving back. And I know that's a part of, so much of what, I graduated 30 years ago, and it's surprising that we didn't have any of that within our educational modes, whether it be, undergraduate, and there is this component now in the law school. But lawyers, in addition to solving problems, become leaders in their communities. And again, regardless of the path that you may pursue when you leave these halls. But what they do is they get involved in their communities, and they quickly come to positions of leadership where all of what makes the United States and America so special, going back to de Tocqueville and the amazing observation that unlike any other country, Americans are willing to help each other out. And it is your leadership in your skills which will allow you to find your passion in something completely unrelated to the law, where you'll be able to have an influence and to have the most reward because you have changed a community or changed a life. So follow your heart, know what you're passionate about. Passion has become a big word these days, and again, when it's used without really defining what that means, it can become so trite. But it really is your gut. You know in your gut what you're capable of. I hope you all know in your gut, you can do this. May not be exactly how you envision it now, but you can all do it. And if there comes a point in time where you say, I don't want to do it, that's okay too, as long as you act on it and you go and find out what it is that you do want to do. But welcome and congratulations on being part of a fabulous class at Syracuse University College of Law. And I hope that you will find these 3 years as meaningful as so many of the rest of us do. If you take advantage of them, they will pay back forever. And again, I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about with regard to the roles that you can play in the world. So thank you.